was some rumblings that maybe Alex Pereira will fight at the next pay-per-view at 301. That's probably not going to happen now. But he also suggests the idea of fighting at heavyweight, which is still maybe a possibility because we don't know when John Jones is finally going to come back. And if he's just going to fight Stipe, that Tom Aspinall's title is still kind of hanging there. First question on the idea of Alex Pereira versus Tom Aspinall. Is that a fight the UFC would be stupid not to make?
I think so. I mean, it's just there. It's right there for the taking. Why not? You know, the heavyweight division is being held up by this ghost fight between John Jones and Stipe Miocic, and this is a fight that 5 years too late. Probably even more than that. It's just like, all right, it's past its expiration date, and yes, when it comes on, we'll watch, we'll be excited, but not like it would have been back when it was supposed to have happened originally, right?
Yep.
So you got Tom Aspinall, who's this sensational guy who seems very marketable. Like the European audience will get behind this guy a lot. He's fun to watch. Like he's very fun to watch. He's clearly one of the best in the world doing this right now. Why not? Like this belt is sitting there. It's just collecting dust. Poatan at the same time doesn't have a clear contender for the light heavyweight title. I mean, you could put Ankalaev over there, but Ankalaev was one half of one of the more uninteresting light heavyweight title fights in recent memory. Yuri Prohaska had a great win on UFC 300, but he just lost to Poatan, so it doesn't make sense to put that together. Let's have some fun. Alex Pereira is on this historic run to capture two championships in two different weight classes in this really minuscule period of time that he's been a UFC fighter. Why not go for a third? Like, this is greatness that we're witnessing. Just let it happen. This is one thing the promotion does not have to get in this way. Just step aside, let the gentleman handle it in the cage. I'm all for that.
And I'll get to my answer for the first question, but I'll just give you the second question because they kind of really link together anyway. Can a case be made that Pereira versus Aspinall is a bigger, better fight than John Jones versus whoever at this point? Because John Jones, he's on their rankings for pound and heavyweight on the UFC website. For us at Ringside and even us as Sportsnaut, I took him off. He doesn't fight enough. He's fought like once in the last 4 years, and he's going to be out for a while again. I took him off. When he comes back, I'll put him back on the rankings. With Pereira, he's a pound-for-pound guy. He's number one at light heavyweight. If you wanted to still put him at middleweight, he'd probably be top 5, no doubt. Aspinall is number 1 in our heavyweight rankings. He's the interim champion. He's that interesting a fighter. And going into the Pereira stuff, like, this guy, I get it. UFC 300 was absolutely stacked. They got huge ratings, huge numbers, huge revenue, huge gate, views, everything. But this dude was in the main event. This is like his 4th main event for the UFC. You can't take away the fact that this highly successful event, he was main eventing. He was a part of that. There's clearly a huge fan base for him. People like him. People want to watch him. He gives people what they want. He is kind of becoming a money fighter. Is Pereira versus Aspinall bigger than anything John Jones could bring?
I'll say better, but not necessarily bigger.
Okay.
Better because I think it'll be a better quality fight. Poatan versus Tom Aspinall just checks all the boxes for excitement and potential. Aspinall's style mixed in with what Alex Pereira does just sounds fantastic. It just sounds like a great pairing. Now, the John Jones fight against Pereira could be very interesting. Or John Jones against Aspinall could also be very interesting. However, those would be more, I think, those are more legacy fights. Those are things that will define their legacies more than anything else, won't necessarily provide the entertainment value. And especially if John Jones, fights to his potential. Like remember back when Jones fought, granted, he didn't quite do this when he should have against Thiago Santos. We thought, okay, you just clinch him, ragdoll him, throw him down, submit him. Right? It seems like that's a very doable strategy against Alex Pereira. So if that's the version, or Aspinall, if that's the version of John Jones that we get, probably not going to be a fun fight to watch, right?
Yeah.
But definitely better in terms of legacy, just not better quality.
Yeah, it's. I could see on the point of view from the UFC of maybe not risking someone like Aspinall and stuff like that, but going to the first question, they got to do it. Why not? Let's just make a fun fight. You have a chance at a special moment, a historic moment by this going. Just even if Alex Pereira doesn't beat Aspinall, he won't be the favorite in that fight. Selling the point of being the first UFC guy to go for 3 titles. And if he wins it, I mean, man, what a story. You've got another guy on this roster. You say this is the best fighter on the planet, bar none in any combat sport. And I can see the risk with Aspinall, but you know what? John Jones is going to be gone soon. Miocic is going to be gone soon. Aspinall, Jelton, Almeida, Pavlovich, all these guys are young. They're not going anywhere. If he loses, he will remake his name no matter what. If he wins, God, he just added another pelt to his growing legacy and stuff like that. I think you have a fair point. Maybe a fight with John is bigger, but I just feel like there is a lot of momentum behind Pereira right now, where there is money in him. And then Aspinall, you have it. And if you do it somewhere like Brazil, like England, you could probably get a really good gate. Maybe if you do it in a stadium in the UK, you might have a really good gate. You might have something really interesting there. But yeah, I think there's a lot of. I think they'd be absolutely silly not to do this fight.
Yeah. And we're even talking about John Jones in this equation like he's ever going to fight Tom Aspinall.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or Alex Pereira. Like this is just not happening. He's Stipe and then retirement.
Yeah, and I agree.